Help me hit 1,000 subscribers, support the video with a like and share your thoughts in the comments. I read everyone, thank you. I still remember the shimmer of the ballroom lights that night, how they reflected off crystal glasses and polished marble floors, an evening meant to be elegant, celebratory, harmless. Yet beneath the chandeliers and soft jazz music, something felt wrong. My wife, Alara, had been distant for weeks, drifting through conversations, her eyes always miles away. I told myself it was stress, exhaustion, work pressure, anything but the growing truth clawing at my chest. Her company, Solmere Dynamics, had organized its annual gala, a place where executives floated like royalty and lower staff pretended they didn't notice. I wasn't part of that world. I worked in logistics, a quiet life, a predictable one. But Alara insisted I come. Now I wonder if it was guilt, or perhaps a final attempt at honesty that she couldn't bring herself to voice. When she walked into the ballroom that night, she looked beautiful, too beautiful in a way that scared me. A long silver gown, her dark hair pinned loosely, her smile small and strained. The first hour was harmless, drinking champagne, greeting executives, listening to speeches that felt rehearsed. Then I noticed them. 2 men. One with sharp blue eyes and a cold smirk, Caspian. The other older, broad-shouldered with a predatory calm, Grant. They hovered too close, their glances lingering on Alara like they owned pieces of her she had never given me. At first, I thought it was corporate politics. Men like that always stood too close, always assumed too much. But when Alara brushed past me to speak to them privately, her hand trembling, her gaze refusing to meet mine, I felt something break. She disappeared with them 20 minutes later. At first, I didn't panic. Parties were chaotic. People floated between rooms. Conversations pulled in random directions. But when 30 minutes passed, then 40, and she didn't answer her phone, a burning knot twisted inside me. I searched the hallways, the terrace, the conference room she liked with the glass walls. Nothing. Caspian and Grant were gone too. My pulse hammered louder than the violin music echoing across the ballroom. Then, at 10:47 p.m., my phone rang. Alara's number. I answered so fast my voice cracked. Alara? Where are you? Silence. But I could hear something, breathing, ragged and shaky. And then her whisper, faint, terrified, as if she was hiding from something she couldn't speak aloud. Caleb, if you hear this, don't look for me. My heart stopped. Alara, what happened? Where are you? I'm coming, just tell me. No, her breath hitched. Please listen. I made a mistake. I thought I could control it. I thought I could leave before they noticed. But it's too late now. They? Who are you talking about? I pressed my hand against my forehead, trying to stay calm, trying to anchor myself. A small whimper escaped her, as if she was fighting back tears. Caspian and Grant, they aren't who you think they are, Caleb. I didn't want this. I never wanted to drag you into it. Please, promise me you'll go home. Lock the doors. Don't trust. The line crackled with static, swallowing her words. Alara. Speak up, where are you? I'm coming right now. For a moment, I heard something else, a heavy door slamming, hurried footsteps, and a muffled voice that didn't belong to her. A man's voice. Low, controlled, chilling. You shouldn't have called him. Alara. I shouted, panic surging through me. Alara, answer me. Alara. A final exhale trembled through the speaker, not quite a sob, not quite surrender. And then the call ended. The ballroom suddenly felt colder, the world too sharp, too bright. I stared at my phone, shaking, replaying her words again and again. Don't look for me. But how could I not? She was my wife. My life. My home. Within minutes, I was outside the building, scanning the darkened parking lot, trying to piece together what she hadn't said. Rain started to fall, soft at first, then heavier, masking the sound of my footsteps as I approached the back exit. And that's when I saw it. Her silver bracelet. The one I gave her on our 3rd anniversary. It lay on the wet pavement beside twin sets of footprints, one deep and forceful, the other dragging slightly. She didn't walk away. She was taken. I knelt beside the bracelet, rain soaking through my shirt, my breath turning sharp and uneven. The metal was cold against my fingers, far too cold for something she had been wearing an hour ago. I closed my hand around it, my pulse thundering in my ears. Whatever Alara had been caught in, it was something she feared more than losing me, more than shame, more than truth. I followed the footprints, each step feeling heavier than the last. They led toward the far edge of the lot, where the shadows seemed thicker, the air strangely still. A black sedan sat there, engine still warm, headlights off. I moved closer, my mind racing with every possibility, escape, abduction, betrayal, conspiracy, yet none fit the dread clinging to her voice on the phone. Then, a faint glow caught my eye. The passenger door hung slightly open, and inside on the seat lay a phone, not hers, but one I recognized from the party. Caspian's. Its screen was cracked, smeared with what looked like dirt or blood. I reached for it hesitantly, half expecting someone to step out of the dark. The phone unlocked without a code. One message thread was open. Grant, bring her to the annex. Now. No hesitations. Under it, an unsent draft. Caspian, typing. She's starting to panic. She called him. We need. The message ended mid-sentence. I swallowed hard. The annex. I had heard Alara mention it once, an unfinished wing of their corporate campus, a place used for storage and quiet, private discussions. The thought of her trapped there, terrified and alone, pushed me forward despite every warning her voice had tried to give me. The rain blurred the road as I drove, headlights slicing through the storm. My mind kept replaying that last whisper, "Don't look for me," and I wondered if she had said it to protect me from them, or from something darker she herself feared becoming. The annex loomed ahead, tall, silent, with only a single dim light flickering inside. I stepped out of the car, the night air thick and heavy, the wind carrying faint echoes, like someone crying, or maybe the storm twisting through the beams. I pushed open the door. It gave a low groan, as if warning me. Inside, the hall was long, unfinished, and cold. The overhead lights flickered weakly, casting fractured shadows across the concrete. Water dripped from an exposed pipe, each drop echoing like a countdown. Caleb? A voice trembled from somewhere deeper inside. Not Alara's. A man's. I followed the sound cautiously until I found Caspian slumped against the wall, clutching his stomach. His shirt was torn, stained dark, his breath shallow and rapid. When he lifted his head, fear rippled through his gaze, not arrogance, not control, fear. "You shouldn't be here," he whispered hoarsely. "It's already gone too far." "Where is she?" My voice cracked with anger and desperation. "Where is my wife?" He flinched as though the word wife hurt him. "Grant took her. You don't understand what he's capable of. She tried to leave before he sealed her in." His voice broke. He snapped. "Said she belonged to him now. Said you were nothing but a loose thread." For a moment, the world narrowed to a single chilling thought, Alara trapped with a man who believed she belonged to him. I ran down the corridor, Caspian's voice fading behind me, until I reached a heavy metal door. Scratches clawed across its surface, as if someone had tried to escape. "Alara." I banged against it. "Alara, can you hear me?" A faint gasp answered, raw and terrified. "Caleb, please, don't let him take me." I threw my shoulder against the door again and again until it finally burst open, metal shrieking. Alara stumbled forward into my arms, trembling so violently it felt like she might fall apart. Tears streaked her face, mixing with rain in her hair, but her eyes, once distant, once guarded, now held only one thing. Relief. Before I could speak, footsteps echoed down the hall, slow, steady, controlled. Grant. He stepped into view, expression unreadable, eyes cold enough to freeze the air around us. "You shouldn't have come," he said quietly. "She made her choice." "No," Alara whispered fiercely, clinging to me. I made a mistake. But I'm done running. Grant's jaw tightened. Something dangerous flickered in his stare. But before he could move, sirens wailed outside, blue and red lights piercing the cracks in the annex walls. Caspian had called the police. Grant took one last look at Alara, something twisted and possessive burning in his gaze, then turned and vanished into the darkness before officers stormed the building. I held Alara close as she cried into my chest, her voice breaking with every apology she tried to speak. But the truth was written in her trembling grip. In the desperation of her embrace, she hadn't run from me. She had tried to run from them. And now, at last, she was here. Safe. Sometimes the people we love disappear long before they physically leave, lost in secrets, swallowed by fear, pulled into shadows they never meant to enter. But when the moment comes to choose, the heart remembers where home is. And sometimes, that memory is enough to bring someone back from a place you never knew they had fallen into.